Alright guys, what is going on? It is Saturday morning. It's pretty crazy around here. And I was trying to think of what I was going to say and how I was going to truly feel about the situation. And maybe I just have enough time to truly process what's going on right now. But we're going to be shut down again for a considerable amount of time. Rainstorm on Wednesday evening. Led to some pretty severe flooding of the facility on Thursday morning. I woke up to a call from my coach, as well as my wife taking class here. There was no class that was conducted. Instead, came into essentially a severe downpour in almost half the building, and the naiveness, or whatever, the naivete, or whatever the word is, thought we'd be, maybe that's just my optimism as well, thought we'd be back up and running in just a few days. Well, it's now Saturday morning, and we should be having class right now, and half the building is completely torn down. The rest of what you see in terms of TVs and stuff back here will be also taken off the walls, and it'll essentially be almost a completely blank slate, like we never finished the construction to begin with. Kind of a little tough, and a little tough because there was some great momentum happening. At this point, we had just finished 30 days of being open and being able to celebrate that, and making positive momentum, which typically, for those who are in the know, in the fitness industry, in the holidays, it is the slowest time of the year. Typically, fitness facilities are trying to hold on to their members or put together some different campaigns to ramp up for the beginning of the year activities. Well, God had been blessing us, and through that process, we have seen new members coming in, new people who have never heard of us for the first time, and running with essentially a skeleton crew, not very many coaches or administrative people. We've been thriving, and looking forward to that second month to see how that momentum is building with the amount of promotional events and things that we had planned at this location. So the Gobble Up Your Turkey event that I had planned here November 11th, that's not going to happen. As of right now, our restoration crew is still tearing down the facility. They're not here yet this morning, but they wrapped up last night at almost midnight, and they've started to deconstruct the facility here to get it prepped, for all the drying. So if you hear fan noise in the background, that's what's going on. As of this moment, we will not have classes for the foreseeable future. I don't know when that is. There's no true rough time estimation. I've been estimating that it'll take 2 to 3 weeks just to dry out the facility from all of the water. And then after that, I believe some reassessments and things will happen as to restore the facility as it was before. All of these mats have to be taken up. There's a lot to do around here. So I thank you for supporting me during this time. It's been crazy. It's been a wild ride. And I wish I had something to tell you, some sort of relief to tell you. But in the midst of all this stuff, and even as it's going on, my wife and I were attending a marriage conference yesterday, and we had numerous breaks in between what was going on there. And in those times, I would make some phone calls, handle some things that were emergency related as it pertains to the facility, because literally was dealing with the storm, the remnants of the storm. And I'm just reminded of what I get to be thankful and grateful for, and that's what I really hang myself onto right now. And my wife and I were talking about how even with the craziness of what's going on, how grateful that we were for the time. We got a 6-month-old and a 13-year-old, and it's and the 13-year-old is heavily involved in every single thing he can be. So it makes life interesting and fun. And combine that with just the schedules and the different things of building a business from essentially scratch again, makes for an interesting life. But we were able to connect and really enjoy that time with each other. And so really at this time, for me, for my family, we just appreciate any support that you guys have for us. If you reach out via text and etc., I greatly appreciate that. What I want you to think about right now is just in these times that are difficult, in these times that are not what seems favorable or not what seems fair, hold on to the things that you're grateful for. It'll help you during these times where things don't make sense, where you can't figure out a rhyme or reason that the things are happening the way that they are. And so I encourage you in that, in these dry seasons or in these seasons that are wet, take courage in that, right? I'll show you a couple pictures because I know you're probably curious. You can also look in the windows, but I'll show you a couple pictures of what's going on. And for all my members, I'll be contacting you, not just by this video, just to make sure that you have this information. And then make sure that everybody's membership is paused or suspended until further notice. So, other than that, I'll show you a couple pictures or a little bit of video time, and then you guys have a great weekend. And whenever we get back and running, or whenever I have some new information, I'll be letting you know. All right, here we go. Show you some pics. Okay, so this is some of the main room here, and as you can see, the ceiling, where many of the moisture came down, it's about halfway across. They had to bring in a lift, clear up a lot of the debris. And we go back towards this back area here. We had to take out the floor completely. Everything was completely saturated and soaked. Most of the ceiling grid, not all the ceiling grid has been taken out. There's still fans going, getting some of the moisture out. The floor up to this point has been taken out as they continue to work down the hall. These are just some of the buckets of water that I'd taken up. Now, I had emptied this probably, 5, 6, 7 times from all the water that was coming in. Ceiling grid here. That's you see the bathrooms down there. All the front area of the gym is also completely gutted, and they have removed almost everything out of here thus far. So, ceiling grid is out, and the walls here are also gutted and completely, there's nothing in them. So, they have a lot more work to do. They're going to be moving pretty much every single piece of equipment out of the gym. And they have to continue the drying process. So the restoration process is very interesting because when you think there's not water, if there's moisture, there's a high likelihood or possibility that there will be mold. So what we're trying to do is remedy all the places that there could potentially be mold based upon the readings of their special equipment. So the special equipment showed that there's water drastically, and that's why they had to half cut these walls. And those readings were taken even before, some of the settling of the water. And basically the way that I was informed is if you have water and it's showing moisture in that drywall or etc., there's several ways to remedy it based upon the amount of saturation that the water has penetrated. And it was too far gone, and it was too far gone quick. So as of this moment, they'll be coming up at some point to continue the process, and then we will be on standby until that time. So this is the latest update that I have at this moment, and I have really nothing else to say. So other than that, I'll keep you guys updated and informed of what's going on. That's it. Have a great day.